Part 97. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 962. Chapter 962 The Mysterious Organization Scavengers. He discovered that someone other than him was tracking Suchen's information. And he even called Suchen twice. This is very serious. Because one of the basic principles of the bounty mission platform is to unconditionally protect the information privacy of the killer and the mission employer. If this cannot be guaranteed, the entire bounty mission platform will disappear in an instant. After all, no one will trust a platform that does not protect privacy. Could it be the manager? The staff thought for a while and then sent a message to the manager. Manager, have you contacted number XXXX? This number refers to Suchen. When the manager over there received the message, he frowned and was about to reply no. Suddenly it occurred to him that the people under her would not ask herself such a question for no reason. The reason why if she asks this question, it means that she has discovered that someone has contacted Suchen. This problem is extremely serious. If it is not handled properly, not only will he lose his position as a manager, but he himself will become a platform for bounties. The task target. The regional manager immediately called and asked, have you found out who contacted the number XXXX? When the staff member heard the manager's question, she immediately realized that the manager had never done anything to break the rules of the platform. At this moment, she also realized that the matter seemed to be more serious than she had thought before, and while transmitting the code information she obtained to the manager, he replied, I only traced a number similar to mine, but I don't have the authority to find out who this number is. The staff did not have authority, but the manager did. And looking at the first 2 digits of this number, it happened to be one of his subordinates in the area he was responsible for. At that moment, he immediately entered the number and made a query. Immediately, a slightly familiar person appeared. The character information and avatar appear in front of the manager. Turns out, it's him. Soon, the regional manager reported the matter to the bounty task platform and personally issued a new task, kill the ghosts on the platform. At the same time, the regional manager applied to the platform send someone immediately to protect the killer number XXXX. If the number XXXX is harmed in any way due to the sudden failure of our platform, it will be the greatest damage to the credibility of our entire platform. When the platform headquarters received the report from the regional manager, it was also shocked. After all, although this incident only happened to a staff member by chance. But if it were made public, the impact would be a matter of life and death for the entire platform. After all, their bounty platform relies on its reputation. If the privacy of customers cannot be protected, all of them who rely on the platform will have to drink the northwest wind. Soon. An extremely mysterious, exclusive bounty mission. The platform's secret team of 3 people, who had never been made public, known as the Scavengers, rushed to Suchen's location as quickly as possible. The purpose was to put a bounty on them in advance before Suchen encountered danger. Kill this mole. The best case scenario is that they can eliminate the mole before Suchen encounters the mole. But if Suchen encounters the mole, or is even killed by the mole, then they can only do their best to kill him. All the information about Suchen was destroyed. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 963. Chapter 963, Misreading. You can hide it as long as you can. This is not a matter of conscience, this is a matter of survival. After all, everyone wants to eat. In other words, this scavenger team has 2 tasks. One is to rescue Suchen and kill the inner ghost. The other is to clean up everything related to Suchen and the ghosts, including their bodies, when Suchen cannot be rescued. In short, it is to maintain the existence of the bounty platform to the greatest extent possible. In other words, there are now a total of 2 parties rushing towards Suchen. One side is the mole, and the other side is the platform's scavenger team. Please report the number XXXX and the real-time location of the mole. A scavenger member sitting in a speeding sports car said in a deep voice. The location of number XXXX has not changed, and the inner ghost is currently only 3,000 meters away from number XXXX. Well, it seems that we still have 10 minutes to reach the target location before the mole kills the number XXXX. It seems that there will be no problem. Yes, with our speed, we can intercept the mole in 5 minutes. I don't understand why the platform dispatched the three of us when it dispatched our scavengers. Is this necessary? Even for a sea-level mission, only one of us is enough. Yes, how difficult can it be for a mere F-class killer and an ordinary staff member to be a mole? Haha, we are now 2,500 meters away, huh? Why is the alarm going off? What alert? Hiss. It's the mole's alarm. What's the meaning? The mole has been killed. He was killed. The alarm showed that the staff member was a traitor and was killed. What? How can it be? This mission is currently only taken by our scavenger team, and no one else can take it. Who else can kill the mole at this time? Could it be an accident? No. It's not an accident. Take a look at the background information of the mission platform. Let me see. No, XXXX killed the mole in advance and successfully obtained the reward for killing the mole. Mission rating, perfect, SSSS. How can it be? The distance between the two is 2,500 meters. How did number XXXX kill the mole? Does the other side have tracking missiles? I said you won't be surprised later. What are we going to do now? Continue to rush to number XXXX. What a waste. The mole has been killed. And he was killed by the killer numbered XXXX at a distance of 2,500 meters. What a mess for us. Go home quickly. Shame on you. Alas, this is the first time since our scavengers have been dispatched that someone has intercepted our mission as soon as we go out, right? I'm afraid I'm going to leave my name in history. It seems that the killer numbered XXXX has more abilities than just a mere F-level killer. Yes, we all made a mistake. Soon. The sports car made a beautiful half-circle tire mark on the spot, drifted, and ran back in despair. On the other side, the staff member 9527 entered the range of Suchen's control pet and easily killed the opponent. Suchen was lying on the middle row seat of Wuling Hongguang's with his feet up. After seeing that the mole had been killed by him, he squinted his eyes comfortably and took a nap. Wait for the system prompts. Not long after, a clear reminder sounded in my mind. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 964. Chapter 964 Special Reward, Marrow Cleansing Pill. Ding. Congratulations on successfully completing the follow-up special task of F-level bounty mission, Playboy, Kill the Mole. Mission rating, perfect. Ding. You get task points, 5 points, total points for the current task, 31 points. Ding. You get a special mission reward, Marrow Cleansing Pill *1. Ding. Congratulations on successfully completing special bounty mission, Eliminate the Insider. Mission rating, perfect. Ding. You get task points, 5 points, total points for the current task, 36 points. Ding. You get the reward amount, 5 million. Ding. Because you completed this task perfectly, you will receive an additional reward, 1.5 million. A series of beeps sounded. Suchen suddenly had a green pill in his hand. He raised the pill in his hand curiously and looked at it carefully in front of his eyes. Is this the legendary marrow cleansing pill? With just one, can my physique be directly raised to the peak that the human body can reach? Suchen swallowed the green pill into his stomach without hesitation. Soon, a warm feeling arose in his stomach. It quickly turned into countless warm currents, flowing to his limbs and bones. In just a few minutes, all the cells in Suchen's body seemed to be undergoing an unprecedented evolution in human history. The strength, toughness, agility, power of the entire body, were all evolving towards the perfect limit that the human body could achieve. 10 minutes later, the entire green marrow cleansing pill was digested. Suchen opened his eyes. Immediately he felt that the whole world seemed to have changed. His senses became clearer than ever before. Even the mild myopia that had persisted while studying was no longer visible. Looking outside the car, you can even see a grasshopper in the grass 1 kilometer away. A beautiful woman 500 meters away can clearly see it when she secretly scratches her itch while others are not paying attention. At the same time, his hearing has also become extremely powerful. He can hear even the subtle sounds of ants crawling across the soil around him. He can even roughly tell how tall someone is by identifying the footsteps of a person 100 meters away. How much do you weigh, whether you are male or female, how old you are? Too powerful, too powerful. Suchen felt this unprecedented feeling and was extremely happy. He stepped out of the car and pumped his fist. Suddenly, there was a whining sound all around. It feels like I can kill a cow with one punch. Even 3 or 5 of the strongest special forces are in front of me, and I have no fear at all. Is this the top-level sea-level combat power? So strong. Before Suchen obtained this marrow cleansing pill, he understood the function of this pill through the system. One pill can improve his physique from ordinary to sea-level combat power. Now, although he has practiced martial arts and other fighting techniques. But just by relying on his strong physique, he can reach the peak of sea-level combat power. If he can acquire a martial arts and practice it, he may directly surpass sea-level and reach B-level combat power. Got it? I never thought that a mere F-level special mission could raise my own physique to the peak of sea-level. This mission is so worth it. It wasn't until this moment that Suchen focused on the amount of money he received. Well, the total adds up to 6.5 million, which is pretty good. It's almost equivalent to completing 2 top-level perfect-level F-level missions. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 965. Chapter 965 Compensation of 100 million. Suchen did the math and found that his current funds had reached more than 10 million. However, it is definitely not enough to upgrade the 2 major pets from B level to A level. After all, it cost nearly 10 million to upgrade the D level 4399 Starling to B level. Now if you want to upgrade to level A, the funds required will probably increase by an order of magnitude based on the previous level. It's okay, anyway, my battle pet and I already possess extremely powerful combat power. It is only a matter of time before we accumulate the funds needed for the next evolution. After sorting it out casually, Suchen drove his beloved Wuling car back home. The bounty mission platform was already extremely shocked. What? The scavenger team returned in vain? The mole was intercepted in advance. The person who cut off the beard is the one numbered XXXX? And was it a mole who was solved at a distance of 2,500 meters? The bounty mission platform was silent for a long time after learning the shocking news. Both the platform headquarters and the regional manager now have a deeper understanding of Suchen's strength. It is definitely far beyond the F level. And, according to the regional manager's information compilation and inference, the possibility of Suchen being that kind of person is already as high as 99.99%. In other words, if there is no such fantasy accident, Suchen is definitely that kind of person. And those three, a scavenger team member responsible for cleaning up the mole, was so shocked that he broke into a cold sweat after learning that Suchen was very likely to be that kind of person. Fortunately, they had thought that Suchen was just an ordinary F-level killer. Fortunately, they were still confident that they were supermen descended from the sky. Whether it was cleaning up the inner ghosts or cleaning up Suchen, it was just a matter of time. They even thought that the platform sent the three of them there, which was completely killing a chicken with a knife. Now it seems that, let alone sending three of them, even if you send 10 people, they are just delivering food. People of Suchen's level have at least a level in combat power. What is that like? The existence of such a thing? A terrifying existence that one person can suppress a whole country. How can these three little shrimps face it? Fortunately, that being killed the mole in advance. Otherwise, if he encountered us and made him unhappy, we might even lose our lives. The three scavenger team members all felt at this moment that they had saved their lives. The headquarters of the bounty platform directly issued a death order to the regional manager. Suchen must be compensated immediately. This kind of compensation includes mental damage fees, platform apology fees, Suchen's big boss fee, friendship fees between the platform and the killer, information leakage compensation fees. There are all kinds of them, a total of more than 20 items, and even for many to compensate Suchen, even waste of time was included. The total adds up to 100 million. Manager, is this a bit much? The staff member looked at the long list of numbers and said with a trembling voice. To be fair, a mere F-level killer would not be able to earn 100 million even if he did 10 years of bounty missions. Even an A-level killer would not be able to complete a single mission. Less than 100 million. But now, Suchen is just an F-level killer, and he is still a new F-level killer who has only been promoted for a few days. The platform actually directly compensates him a whole 100 million. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 966. Chapter 966, A Dream-like Feeling. This is too exaggerated. Exaggerate. The regional manager shook his head and smiled bitterly. You don't understand. Don't say 100 million. If you can make this being forgive the platform's mistake, even if it's 1 billion, if this being wants it, the platform will have to pay for it. Hiss. 1 billion. The staff was shocked. She really couldn't imagine what kind of existence could actually make a behemoth as huge as a bounty platform have to bow its head and admit its mistake. You know, even the leader of a country, who is subject to a bounty platform, if she was killed by mistake in a mission, the platform would not come out to apologize. But now, Suchen, an F-level killer, actually enjoys a higher treatment than the leader of a country. The key to the feeling given by the bounty platform is how Suchen is treated. It was a feeling of sincerity and fear. It seemed that Suchen could decide the life or death of the entire platform with a wave of his hand. However, although the staff were low level, they also knew the importance. They knew that they should not say what they should not say, and they should not ask what they should not ask. She only needs to know that Suchen exists, and she can only provide for it. At that moment, this large amount of funds was directly transferred to Suchen's account. The latter just returned to the rental house. Then the system prompt suddenly just sounded in my mind. Ding. You receive mental damage fees, platform apology fees, action fees, friendship fees between the platform and the killer, information leakage compensation fees, wasted time fees, etc. from the bounty task platform. Total amount, 100 million. Hearing the notification sound, Suchen was stunned on the spot. Zaya, my stuff. 100 million. Directly compensate me 100 million. Not long after, the phone vibrated. The text message reminded that the bank card had just arrived, 100 million. At the same time, there was another bank text message notification. Dear customer, you have automatically become our bank's most distinguished Black Gold customer. If you have any questions, you can call us at any time. Our staff will be at your door 24 hours a day to provide service. Seeing this text message, Suchen exclaimed in his heart that if he has money, he will be rich. Damn it, even such a big bank can provide door-to-door service 24 hours a day. This kind of service, he had never heard of it in more than 20 years ago. Have you heard of it? Suchen looked at the bank card balance on the left and the bank card balance on the right. The corners of his mouth gradually opened. He finally realized. Damn it! Brother, from now on, I will be a billionaire who does not choose to deduct any money. This feeling is so magical, it makes him feel like he is dreaming. But look at the bank card balance, that's right. It's more than 101 million. Developed. I didn't expect that in just 10 days after I obtained the pet evolution system, I actually received more than 100 million in funds. This system is so awesome. Today's harvest is really big. I just did an F-level mission, and then killed a mole by the way. I first got a mission bounty of nearly 2 million, and then got a special reward, wash. Marrow pill. A marrow cleansing pill directly increased his combat power from the previous 5 scum to the terrifying top C level combat power. If he practices real martial arts, his combat power may even be improved. Reached level B. Now, he has received a total of 100 million in compensation from the bounty platform. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 967. Chapter 967, Battle Pet Evolves, A-level combat power. It directly improved Suchen from the previous state of financial distress to the current state of prosperity and satisfaction. It can be said that today is definitely a turning point for Suchen. Starting today, he's going to take off. After all, with a capital of 100 million, at least one pet can be upgraded from level B to level A. And the A-level combat power is enough to dominate this planet. Let Suchen become the overlord who suppresses one side. As for why the bounty platform compensated him with so much money, Suchen still couldn't figure it out. If nothing else, the main reason is that the compensation is too much. You said that there was a mole on your platform, and then you had to compensate me. The maximum compensation would be 10 to 20 million. But I didn't expect that I actually lost 100 million. This far exceeded Suchen's expectations. And looking at the compensation items inside, there is even a waste of time fee. Is my, Suchen, time so valuable? Obviously I spent 3 days fishing and 2 days drying nets, doing tasks, and then having fun. In this state, why waste time? But if the other party gives him money, he has no reason not to accept it. After all, who can't live with money? Suchen immediately closed the doors and windows. Slightly excited, I sat on the chair and thought about it. How far can the system evolve with a capital of 100 million? Report back to the host, with your current total funds, you can 100% upgrade one of your 2 pets to level A combat power. Or there is a 10% probability that both of your battle pets can be upgraded to level A at the same time. Hearing the system's response, Suchen shook his head slightly. Isn't this nonsense? Who is willing to spend 100 million to take risks with only a 10% success rate? If neither of them has been promoted to a level, then all his 100 million yuan will be wasted. When the time comes, Suchen will definitely regret it to death. It's better to be stable. At that moment, he no longer hesitated and said directly to the system in his heart, system, upgrade 9527 to A-level combat power. Good host. Do you want to spend 90 million to upgrade your battle pet 9527 from B level to A level? Yes. Deducted funds * 90 million, evolving. Ding. Evolution successful. Congratulations on your battle pet 9527, successfully upgraded to A level combat power. There was a buzz. Suchan only felt a strange slight vibration in his pocket. This kind of vibration must not have been felt before he took the marrow cleansing pill. But now his six senses have been strengthened to the level of human beings. This mysterious feeling suddenly reached the limit of his physique. Suchan subconsciously opened his pocket. He immediately saw 9527 inside, and his whole body turned from grey to mottled silver. In other words, 9527 now it is a strange mosquito with a 60% body and a silver color. Suchan thought about it. 9527 immediately rise into the sky. There was no movement at all, and there seemed to be no vibration in the air. It just flew in front of Suchan. No, the word fly should not be used. It's floating and teleporting. Even with Suchan's level of sea-level peak combat power, he could not sense the flying motion of 9527. If this were an ordinary person, they would not be able to feel the movement and approach of 9527. In this way, 9527 will be more stealthy and faster when completing missions to kill targets. As for its current A-level combat power, how strong it is. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 968. Chapter 968 - Snobbery. Suchan could vaguely feel that even if there was an entire army of heavily armed heavy weapons in front of him, they could not stop 9527 from slaughtering the entire crowd. Only small nuclear weapons with superpower and range, or the most powerful father and mother of bombs, can pose a threat to 9527. And the flight speed of 9527. Well, I can try to test its speed. Suchan picked up a surveillance camera he purchased from the electronics market last time, aimed it at an angle and turned on the shooting mode. Then he let 9527 fly in front of the camera. In just 1 second, 9527 was actually in front of the camera. It went around hundreds of times. This was still the result of 9527 keeping its speed. If it were flying at full strength, it would probably be able to do hundreds of times per second. Then, Suchan imported the footage from the surveillance camera into the computer. Then the speed slowed down to the slowest 0.5 times. Well, 9527 could not be seen at all. But Suchan did not end the test. He also knew that this kind of digital shooting also has a frame number. Suchan collected it online after some research, I found, downloaded and installed a professional video processing software. Then let the surveillance video just imported be played frame by frame. Half an hour later, after browsing all the pictures, Suchan took a deep breath. Unable to capture it in even one frame. This means that even if 9527 flies in front of various surveillance equipment, there is no need to worry about any surveillance cameras catching it. Now the awesomeness is coming out. But Suchan also knows that there is a kind of camera equipment in this world called a high-speed camera. It can even play back the fired bullets in slow motion. He doesn't know if this kind of equipment can capture 9527. However, with the surveillance equipment currently installed across the country, it is impossible to use high-speed cameras. In other words, for now, the flying speed of 9527 fully meets Suchan's requirements for low-key and concealment. Hello brother. Brother, what service do you want? The younger brother is willing to go through fire and water for the elder brother. Just when Suchen was thinking about the significance of 9527's abnormal flying speed, the 4399 Starling on the side suddenly called 9527 extremely flatteringly. Suchen was shocked by this scene. He was also amazed and burst into laughter. You know, when Suchen just got this Mina, 4399, who had no ability at that time, also flattered 9527 so flatteringly. But when Suchen upgraded 4399 to when having the same B-level combat power as 9527, 4399 never complimented 9527 again, and there was a vague feeling that he was on equal footing, even on equal footing, and wanted to compete with Suchen for favor. But now, 9527 has successfully evolved to A-level combat power. 4399 The Mina's attitude immediately changed again, and it once again complimented 9527 extremely. Seeing this, Suchen nodded 4399's head angrily. You guys are really a little snob. Unexpectedly, 4399 actually retorted, Master, 4399 is not a snobbery. 4399's attitude towards elder brother 9527 is true. More real than the sea. 4399's love for the Master is also true. More real than the earth. Suchen heard Star Brother's sweet words, kicked him, and began to think about what to do next. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 969. Chapter 969, Fast Lane. Sudden warning sign. I now have an A-level combat pet and a B-level combat pet. At the same time, the control range of pets has also been increased from the initial 100 meters to the current 10,000 meters. Basically, you don't need to worry too much about F-level, or even D-level, C-level, or even B-level tasks, you just need to push them all the way. The points required to upgrade the bounty platform qualification from level F to level D are 50 points, and I have accumulated 36 points now. In other words, you only need to complete 3 more perfect level tasks to be promoted to D level. At that time, the speed of accumulating funds can be improved to another level. In addition, my own combat power has also reached the peak of C level. Even if I face 3 or 5 top-level special forces, I am not afraid. Well, the next step is to think about how to obtain real martial arts skills. As long as I successfully learn a good martial arts, my combat power may be promoted to B level. In that case, I myself won't need 4399 to be my bodyguard anymore. You can even let the 2 pets fight on 2 fronts in the future, so that the task can be completed faster. Suchen feels that his journey has been very smooth now. He is now on the fast track to the top. He only needs to follow the steps to reach the ultimate level of strength that humans cannot currently achieve. By then, the whole world would be trampled under his feet and tremble. Just when Suchen began to daydream about the future, suddenly, he felt something in his heart. A warning sign, born from his heart. Suchen immediately walked to the window. He raised his head carefully, pick up a corner. Looking under the window, there seems to be no strange movement. There are many vehicles parked on the road outside. They are all vehicles in or outside the community. After all, not everyone has money to buy a parking space. To the community, the property owner pays a small amount of money to buy a cheap roadside parking qualification, which is the most cost-effective. Although you need to look for parking spaces everywhere during peak parking periods, it is still much better than spending hundreds of thousands to buy a parking space. But Suchen knows, he himself would not feel alarm signs for no reason. Especially since he has now reached the peak of sea level, and his body has almost reached the limit that the human body can reach. At the moment, he sensed it carefully again. His eyes were locked on. There was an ordinary Toyota car not far away from him. His ears vibrated slightly, listening to the movement inside. There seemed to be two people sitting inside. But, there didn't seem to be any movement. With Suchen's abnormal hearing, he could even tell that the people sitting in the car were two strong adults. Are they waiting for someone? Suchen didn't know why this time, but he seemed to be in conflict with the people in the car. In other words, there was a feeling in the dark that made him intuitively feel that there was something wrong with the car and the people in the car. At the moment he had a thought. 9527 immediately, as if teleporting, he immediately arrived at the Toyota car below. Then through a little breathable gap, he got into the car. Suchen clearly saw the two people in the car through 9527's field of vision. This temperament doesn't seem like that of an ordinary person. Both were sitting in the main and passenger seats. One of them closed his eyes to rest, while the other kept looking towards the window of the room where Suchen was, intentionally or unintentionally. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 970. Chapter 970 Police Surveillance. Am I exposed? Are they, waiting for me? Or, spy on me? Suchen frowned slightly. Something moved in his heart. 9527 immediately and extremely quickly got into the pocket of the person sitting in the passenger seat with his eyes closed and concentrating. Search all the way through. I actually found a police card in his pocket. I wipe it. Are these two police officers? Are the police watching me? Why? Have they discovered that I was doing the bounty mission? But although Suchen was surprised now, he could still keep his composure. He remained calm for the moment and let 9527 lie quietly behind the two police officers. Suchen decided to monitor the purpose of these two police officers on the spot. Are they monitoring him? If so, why are the police monitoring him? If he has completed the reward mission these days and has attracted the attention of the local police, how much evidence does the other party have about him? At the same time, how do they control him? Evidence. How did they even confirm that it was Suchen who did these cases? You know, when Suchen was conducting bounty missions these days, he was very confident that his actions would not attract any attention from the police. But now the situation clearly told Suchen not to be too optimistic. It seems that I am still too conceited. There are always some people in this world who cannot make decisions based on common sense. Maybe I have met such people. Suchen Jing thought for a while and decided to postpone the mission for a few days. First, deal with the police, and then figure out how to hide the bounty mission in the future. About 2 hours later, the two police officers may be hungry. One of them he yawned and said, I'm going to buy food, what do you want to eat? Let's be a little lighter. I stay up late these days to monitor this guy, and my mouth is getting angry and blistering. The conversation was very simple, and no information was confirmed for the time being. But Suchen has enough patience. After all, this is a matter related to his wealth and life. In addition, thanks to his current peak sea-level physique, Suchen is even a third level. Even if he didn't sleep, he wouldn't feel any tiredness. Another half hour passed. A police officer came back after buying a midnight snack. While they were eating, Suchen finally heard the exact message. When do you think this guy will reveal his flaws? We've been waiting here for 4 or 5 days. Are you anxious? I haven't seen Captain Zhou Yuanshan, who came from a small city. They have been waiting for more than half a month, and he came all the way from a small city to come to us. He worked so hard and no one even said he was tired. How can this be compared? Who is Captain Zhou, and who are we? I think if this serial case is solved, Captain Zhou will definitely be promoted when he returns. I think so too. Hearing the conversation between the two, Suchen was slightly shocked. Captain Zhou Yuanshan. He suddenly remembered. When he was in a small city, the control range of his pet was only 100 meters. He was regarded as a suspect and summoned by the police once. At that time, one of the interrogating police officers called Zhou Yuanshan. Unexpectedly, he actually chased him here. Although the two police officers watching downstairs did not reveal who they were. But now, Suchen was 90% sure that these two people the target of surveillance is yourself. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 971. Chapter 971 Sneak into the police station. Now Suchen was more determined to continue spending time with these two people. They don't find out who discovered him, how much evidence they have about him, and how they suspected him. If he doesn't find out all this, Suchen will have trouble sleeping and eating. Suchen was sitting on the edge of the bed and wasting no time, practicing according to the special breathing method of turtle breath technique. While leaning on 9527 lurking in the car, he monitored the two police officers in order to obtain more information. At this time, Suchen was thinking. It would be great if he could have a pet with the ability to follow electromagnetic signals and track his destination. That way, he would be able to know exactly where the police station responsible for them was through the conversations between the two officers and the other end of the phone. In this way, Suchen can directly place 9527 in the police station to monitor key target personnel. In this way, everything behind it will be clear at a glance. At the same time, Suchen, who was practicing, was still thinking, should he change another city and develop in another city? After all, this place has been discovered by the police, and he has become a suspect for the police. It's already a bit unsafe to stay here. However, the police have not arrested him yet. Can he, Suchen, suspect that the police have not found the key evidence for his reward mission? The most important thing is that Suchen needs to find out what the police's attitude is towards him. Do you want to get rid of it quickly, or do you hesitate? This is also related to Suchen's future actions and safety considerations. If it is the former, then even if he changes the city development in the future, it may not be very safe. After all, he is such a big living person, it is impossible for him to be able to drill everywhere like 9527. Finally, after 3 o'clock in the morning, the second wave of personnel came to pick them up. It seems to be done in 2 shifts. Suchen suddenly became energetic. After a new wave of officers came to take over, the original 2 police officers drove back to the police station. 9527 also hid in the car and left with them. In order to prevent 9527 from leaving his control range, Suchen specially gave it an order in advance, hide it. Stand still. When it was daytime, he went out again and took 4399 the mina for a walk around. There is a controllable range of 10 kilometers. I believe he can find the location of 9527 again just by wandering around. In this way, the police station behind the 2 police officers can be accurately located. But he was pleasantly surprised. The vehicle stopped 9 kilometers away from him. It turns out to be here. Suchen looked through 9527's vision and followed the bright lights of the police station all night long into the police station. He found that the police officers here were extremely busy at this time. It's quite hard to work overtime until this point. Suchen sighed while controlling 9527 to check in front of each police officer's workbench. Thanks to the current ultra-quiet and rapid flight characteristics of 9527, Suchen does not have to worry about being discovered by anyone or captured by surveillance cameras. Check the past one by one. Finally, in front of a computer worker who was eating instant noodles, he discovered that his such an avatar was displayed on the computer screen.